Welcome to the darker side of the internet, where the line between creativity and madness blurs and the bizarre becomes a form of art. In the depths of YouTube, hidden away from the mainstream, lie channels that defy explanation, challenge our understanding of reality, and even disturb our very souls. Today we embark on a journey into the unsettling world of strange and disturbing YouTube videos. And this is the third part of these I've done, so if you haven't checked out the other ones, I'll try to link them either right here or I'll definitely link them below. So other than that, let's get right into it. Up first is Why You Never Became a Dancer. The song Why You Never Became a Dancer by Whitehouse is a scathing critique of the shallow and exploitative nature of the entertainment industry, particularly in regards to the objectification and abuse of young women.
Can I suggest you get while you lie about child gropes and far-fetched flashes of pervert creeps and polaroid snaps and verbal abuse of bathroom. I don't know how well you can. Remember your own pointless view-sniffing adolescence, that fumbling floppy between those pathetic fist bites, all those pathetic petty thefts, and this and that, this and that, this and that, this and that, and every other adolescent cliche cringe.
The song suggests that those who aspire to become famous but are willing to compromise their values and dignity for the sake of success are ultimately doomed to fail. In the lyrics, the protagonist accuses someone of lying about their traumatic experiences with sexual assault and exploitation in order to gain attention and sympathy. The protagonist contrasts this behavior with their own willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and create meaningful art. The references to dancing suggest that the person being addressed may have originally aspired to become a dancer, but may have been deterred by the industry's harsh reality. The song is a commentary on the human desire for attention and validation, and the lengths that some people will go to in order to achieve it. The song also touches on themes of power dynamics, exploitation, and the objectification of women within the entertainment industry. Ultimately, the song encourages listeners to seek authenticity and emotional truth rather than conformity to societal expectations and toxic ideals of success. Alright, so the song itself is kind of hard to listen to. It's really just a lot of yelling. I honestly could barely even make out any of the lyrics, although the video with the most views that I could find on YouTube actually has like an even weirder backstory, because it uses a GIF that's supposed to be like a scary kind of GIF of a young girl who was actually murdered by a serial killer.
This photo shows the 21-year-old girl, Reiko Takamura. She was violently molested and murdered by the Japanese serial killer Kiyoshi Okubo. The half-Russian, half-Japanese serial rape and murderer was originally sent to prison in 1967 for the then rape of 2 women. After his release in March of 1971, he then went on to lure several women, molesting them, and ended up killing 8 of the servile victims. On May 9, 1971, Takamura became his 7th victim to be murdered. Thankfully, the district court in Maebashi sentenced him to death, and he was executed by hanging on January 22nd, 1976.
But yeah, man, just the story and the whole picture and the artist it's a really sad backstory if you want to dive deeper into it. I'm just kind of covering the gist, because this is also one of those topics that you can't really dive too deep onto, especially, I mean, YouTube doesn't like a lot of the stuff I make videos about as it is. So another one to add to the list, maybe that's a Patreon video down the road, but as for now, this is all I'm giving you. If you want, I'll link the video down below just in case. And yeah, moving on to the next one. Up next is a video titled Teddy Has an Operation. Teddy Has an Operation is a video uploaded by ZFrank1 on April 27, 2013. The video starts with a person placing a teddy bear on an operating table with several operating tools around them. The doctor then starts cutting open his skin. Opening the flesh, the doctor discovers candy wrappers. So he takes out the bonbons, unwrapping it to check on them, and inside is not actual bonbons. It's basically cigarette butts, like nasty little cigarette butts. After removing the wrappers, the doctor looks deeper and finds his play pouch and pours sprinkles inside the bear. Then the doctor digs deeper in the bear to reveal his organs. And that's just the start of it, alright? From there we go on, and like I said, he moves on to the kidneys, which are not just like pretend plastic kidneys. Like these must be like cow or some type of animal's actual intestines inside of this teddy bear. This is pretty gross to see. It literally is like a real surgery, like something you would do in school or something you would learn about. If you're going into medicine, it's one of those. I'll try to show the video as much as I can, I'm not 100% sure I will be able to, so I might have to put this one on Patreon or something like that in the future. But anyways, if not, I'm gonna link it down below if that's something you'd like to see. I would not personally recommend it at all because it's kind of gross, especially if you're like squeamish or anything like that. You don't like seeing blood, you don't like seeing surgeries. I would not click that link below, but in case, it's going to be there for you regardless. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Next up is a video called Dining Room or There Is Nothing. The short film was created by David B. Earl and uploaded to his YouTube channel back in 2006. It depicts a gray-skinned girl sitting at the dining room table with a spoon in her hand. In the background, a fire is visible through the window. She starts off with her eyes closed before opening them, where she proceeds to talk nonsense to the viewers, saying, As she does this, the camera zooms slowly out down the table. As we move back, the girl face plants into her bowl. After a while, the camera just stops moving and it lingers on the scene for a bit until the scene starts reversing. The girl ends up getting back up to her previous position and speaks clearly, saying, "There is nothing." And then she closed her eyes again, ending the film. Now, the film was meant to show a scenario that can be looped indefinitely either way you watch it. Basically, you can watch this backwards, forwards, backwards, and it could just go on. It could basically be on like a 10-hour loop if necessary. And yeah, it's kind of creepy. It's not really anything too weird. It's more unsettling than anything, to be honest. But anyways, that's all I got for that one. Moving on to the next one. Up next is a video I'm sure a lot of us have already seen at some point, the Catacombs lost footage. Deep below the surface of Paris' bustling streets, hundreds of miles of tunnels wind their way into a labyrinth of mass graves. The Catacombs of Paris have been used for a number of purposes over the course of many centuries, but most notable for their history as an alternative to the overcrowding of Paris's cemeteries. It was in these passages that the mysterious footage was discovered by recreational explorers of the tunnels. The strange footage seems to suggest that a man had wandered into the catacombs on his own accord, became lost and terrified by someone or something, and possibly disappeared. What became of him still remains unknown today. Now, the footage, which was shot on a black and white video recorder, starts as rather unremarkable, with the man exploring around the catacombs. He even picks up a few bones along the way. As the man goes on, however, the man begins to walk at a faster pace. He eventually begins to run, and in a state of panic, he finally drops the camera before running off into the darkness. It's pretty short, but if you see it, it kind of gives you that unsettling, almost terrifying feeling, like you're feeling exactly what this guy was feeling in that moment. Now, sometime after that, the footage was found by a group of cataphiles, which are people who searched the catacombs. First off, cataphiles is a terrible name. First thing I think of when I hear the files at the end of a name, I'm sure you could guess. So apparently they're just people that actually like to search the catacombs, and that's what they do for fun or whatever. A documentarian by the name of Francis Friedland eventually acquired the video. He later presented the footage on the second episode of the ABC family show Scariest Places on Earth back in 2000. Some people believed that the footage was a hoax that was concocted by either ABC Family or Freeman himself. After all, the episode aired about a year after the release of the movie The Blair Witch Project, which, if you haven't seen that, it's shot like POV, so it's kind of like a found footage type of movie already. And a lot of people were figuring, oh, since this movie did so well, this might just be basically a fake or a copy that's something similar, so it'll get people hyped up into it and believing it. However, there is an argument in favor of the footage being real, since nobody has stepped up after the initial airing of the episode over 2 decades ago, including Freeland himself. Freeland has confirmed that the man in the video is still missing to this very day. And basically, if you haven't seen this footage yourself, I would definitely go check it out. It is creepy. Like I said, nobody knows if this is actually real or not. The person never claimed that the video was theirs. Nobody has ever claimed that this was their footage. So as far as most people know, this guy is still missing to this very day, which honestly just kind of adds to that weird kind of creepy, eerie feeling while watching the video, is knowing like, oh, this person has never even been seen since this. Nobody's claimed it. So yeah, if you've seen it, you know, let me know what you think about it down below. If you haven't seen it, that is one I would definitely recommend watching. Alright, and last up for this video is 11BX1371. It's a viral video posted back in May of 2015 by someone who I've actually covered on the channel before, Parker Warner Wright. So I'll give a quick overview of the video since I've basically already sort of covered this before. The video depicts a person wearing what appears to be a plague doctor costume, walking and standing around in a basically dilapidated abandoned building with a forest visible through former window openings in the wall behind him. Accompanied by a soundtrack of loud, disorienting buzzing noises, and the masked figure holds up a hand within a regularly blinking light, the film did not have any credits or claims to authorship. Basically, at first, nobody knew who even made this video at first when it first came out, besides the channel name, obviously. Messages, many and commonly used ciphers and encryption systems have been found hidden in the video and its sound spectrogram, as well as images of tortured and mutilated people. Most of the messages have been decoded by participants in an ongoing Reddit thread, and the images sourced to notable murder investigations such as the Boston Strangler. Now, the messages have been interpreted as implying a threat of bioterrorism against the United States, although it has also been speculated that the video is actually just a prank, a viral marketing stunt for an upcoming film or video game, or just a student film. Now, Parker himself actually confirmed that the video was nothing of the sort and it was just an art project. So I'm not really too sure where all these people are finding like these mutilated stuff, but when I was doing my research, I didn't really come across that. But yeah, Parker himself came out and said that this was just a school art project. And if you're interested in learning more about that, I actually made a whole video about creepy or dark YouTube creators, and he's one of the people in that video series so far. So that's all I got for this video. If you're interested, go check out all my other videos, like, subscribe, all the stuff that YouTube loves. And yeah, other than that, oh, if there's anything else you want me to cover on here, definitely let me know down below in the comments. Yeah, other than that, man, I got nothing left. I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe, get laid. Deuces.